So zenmap is a great tool for keeping track of basically all the hosts that you've enumerated on cyber.org's range, and this is going to be something you have during the competition. So I'm going to Control Alt T. I'm going to get into terminal, and I'm just going to go ahead and switch user right away over to root. So sudo su, and then you need to update. So we have all the items we need. Okay. So the next piece of this is actually going to be logging into the SharePoint and downloading zenmap. So I'll show you where to get that, show you how that works. And for this, just like before, this is just a long type it in to get to the SharePoint. So once that comes up, okay, so we have that set now. Pause. I'm going to open like 3 windows here. Alright, so I'm going to pause this until Firefox opens. Okay, so now we're in the server.org range, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in the SharePoint website. The tiny URL did not work out because it has to be whitelisted. So if I go to sites.vps, sure, see if that works out. Okay, so go ahead and log in, and if you don't have this Pittsburgh Public Schools like login area, then you didn't get it right. So I'm gonna go ahead and log in and get to the next piece. Alright, so because I don't have the actual site up yet, you'll get it from there. I'm just going to go get it to where I put it to begin with, which is in my site fodder, and nmapper, and then I'm going to download this. So just go ahead and click the download button here. It doesn't take long. Open up your folder, and you can then close that gap. Alright, so next piece is going to be a little bit strange because this is a RPM, which is a Red Hat package manager, and we are not using Red Hat. We are using a Debian-based Unix system or Linux system. So what we need to do is get a translator. So what we're going to do is come over to our terminal again, and we're going to download something called Alien. So sudo apt get alien, and alien is gonna, yes, we do want the y. Alien is gonna translate that RPM into a Debian package for us, and then we're gonna have to get into the download. So quick trick here: if you right click and then open terminal here, you will just be there in downloads, or you can ls and cd your way there. Really, until this shows back up, we can't move on because we actually have to get Alien installed here, but then we can actually convert it. So I'll pause the video while this kind of waits around. Alright, so now that we're there and we have this processed triggers from Alien, in downloads what we're going to do is we're going to convert the package. So sudo alien, we're going to run the program, and then I'm going to start typing zen, and I'm just going to hit tab, and it'll fill in the rest. Hit enter, and that's happened super quickly. So you can see in this folder we now have a zenmap. You don't need to go in there because we actually have to install it now. So as soon as this thing comes up as generated, then what we do is we're going to dpkg. So we're going to download the package and install. Now if we hit Z here, it's going to zenmap. We need to get the underscore there because that Debian file is the one we need. Or run that, and we're going to see what it looks like, and it says, no, I hate you, and I hate it too. So we're going to figure that thing out, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we're going to get back into this, and maybe there were some pseudo issues that I didn't have before, so we're going to keep playing around. So I don't mind you watching me troubleshoot here, because in all honesty, that's what it comes down to. So we're still in downloads, and so dpkg install zenmap underscore still doesn't like me. Yeah. I'm gonna figure this problem out. I'll get back to you with it. Let you know what the problem was. Okay, so here's the problem. It just took two hyphens, so hyphen hyphen install, because I wrote the whole word, and if it had just put the one, that'd be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that, and make sure that you don't copy and paste the wrong thing, the way I did. Oh, because I wrote in a Word document. Dope. Alright, so then to start zenmap, we're gonna sudo zenmap, and here we go. So zenmap is basically a really good way of keeping track of your information and your files, or the hosts on the network, and we're gonna see yeah, so we're gonna see what that animal looks like. But all the commands with zenmap, you put the target up here, so we were 10, 15, 0, 1, and we had a CIDR notation of 17, and then you can just go through and select the types of scans. So we're going to do a quick scan plus. This is going to take a long time, but we just hit scan, and what this is going to do is keep track of the topology of our network, keep track of all the hosts, all the services that are up, and as we ask the scan to do things like the different types of scans, it will just really make all those flags for us. So even if you're not going to use zenmap as a tool that you constantly use, using zenmap, and either using your commands that you get out of nmap and pasting them into this line, or using this line to create the commands is going to be very helpful. So this is where we start to get the operating system, and all the other pieces. So I'll show you what that looks like once it loads, and then we'll go from there. Oh, okay, here we go. That's a lot. Alright, so you can see that we did a full-on scan of all these hosts on our network, and it talks about what types of things that it assumes they might be. It gives us the MAC address, but if we start to kind of bring these out, go to host and ports and topography. I don't know if it's going to give us a topology quite yet, but it'll show us all of the details that we have. Now these are all, as of right now, these are all virtual machines in an instance of cyber.org's range, and so we really can't get too far into it, because they're all kind of inventions of inventions. But when we do this in the competition, it's going to be very helpful to see what operating systems you're working with and what ports are open, and also what you're able to do with them. And then once you get into here, get back into services and hosts. We're not pulling here. So if we do quick scan plus, and then if we do an intent scan or ping scan, which that should be pretty quick, we should be able to pull all the information over into this hosts bar, and then be able to start to determine which machines we should be attacking. I'm talking, I shouldn't be, so I'll pause this. Alright, so some of the features of Nmap here. We've got, if we come over to the host details, we can see that down here we have operating system classes and telling us what this is. So it's wireless access point of the Motorola. I'm not exactly sure what cyber.org is doing with these, but you can see filtering through them. So we have a Linux machine, ports used, so 22 is open, and then OS classes, so it'll tell us, okay, so this is Linux and generation 3x. So it'll even give us a scale on accuracy, so 310 to 313, which is what it's assuming for Linux. And you can kind of see the icons in the corners too about what they are over here. The other thing you can do for this, it's kind of worthless because, well, we're all connected to the same things, but this is the topology. So when we have multiple networks, you can pull a host down to the center, and it'll say, okay, so 10, 15, 39, 62, being all connected to the same gateway, which is localhost. So this looks a little weird on the range that we're on, but in the competition, it'll be helpful to see which computers are where on the network, so you know which ones to target and which ones to defend. Okay, so ultimately, zenmap good for giving you different types of scans. You can always paste your scans into here and run them, but it's just good for having a memory too. So when you use the IP addresses as the actual computer devices, it holds on to them, and as you do more scans, it just builds more information. You can see some of the scans I've done so far. Currently running the scripted scan, and then it has some of the other scans that I ran earlier, which is where I ran into the problem. I ran too many scans at one time. Alright, good luck, and yeah, welcome to ZenMap.